Hello. Please forgive my nails. I am currently experimenting with them. So I hope, um, don't judge my nails. I'm currently, it's got nothing to do with anything. Today's topic is what kind of person would bring out the best in you? Because I know we often ask, who are we going to end up with, but who's actually good for us? Because what we want isn't actually always good for us. And we're going to use the archetype deck. We're going to use the archetype deck. We're going to use a tarot deck, a Lenormand deck, and my favorite Kipper deck. And we're going to also use the charms, okay? So how many? Let's do 4 piles. I know that's ambitious, but let's do 4 quick piles. Okay, let me just shuffle everything. One of each card is what I'm going to do. So one of each. Oh, stop here for pile 2, pile 1, pile 4, pile 3. Okay, so that's the Sufi tarot. And oh, I just saw 1111. I didn't mean to. I just looked to my camera and saw 1111. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is going to be this one. That's super random. And we're going to use 2 Lenormand cards for each pile because you have to read them in pairs, right? And I'm planning on publishing my Lenormand cheat sheet on my Etsy and Payhip shop, so look out for that because I created this whole combinations note thing, and I might actually share that on Etsy and Payhip. So there's that. Okay, so pile 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so pile 1, what kind of partner would bring out the best in you? 5 of coins, a teacher. Okay, so this is somebody who includes you. They don't make you feel excluded. So this could be somebody who grew up in similar circumstances from you. So whatever your circumstances are, this could be somebody who, okay, I know this isn't how people read the teacher card, but this teacher card is telling me something about early education. So you could have been raised the same way. So for example, that could mean a same belief system. This could mean a similar social class, because that can really impact people. Sun and flower, they make you feel beautiful. And this isn't about the type of person that brings out the best in you, but this is a message for you to keep your expectations realistic. Okay, and we're going to do some charms. Oh, let's do astro dice too. Okay, so let's do some charms. Okay, Sailor Mercury, so they're going to be very intelligent, mercurial, so perhaps a Virgo or a Gemini. They could be a Virgo moon or a Gemini moon. Again, more. Is this moon energy? Oh, this is a weird thing. I feel like there should have been something in the middle of this, like a rabbit or something, but I think it broke off. So this person may have had a previous relationship that failed, and that's a good thing for you. That will bring out the best in you because their expectations of you will be quite realistic. Which is the case with most people. Number 1, they will be very, they will make you a priority. And again, this is another solitude. So we got 2 solitude cards here. And so this person is somebody you can have comfortable silences with. They're very intelligent. Another thing that I'm getting, okay, Swiss. Again, this is more money energy. So half a franc, 1979, half a Swiss franc. And okay, so the type of person who would bring out the best in you, and I saw 444, is somebody who comes from a similar socio-economic background, which I guess for some people that might come off really snobbish, but that's actually what's really good for you, because this person will get you. This person won't either look either if okay, because sometimes when somebody comes from a higher social economic class, they can look down on us, or if they come from a lower social economic class, they can kind of be quite cynical and what's that word? Let me pause the video. They're cynical and they're snarky and they're sarcastic, and they can say hurtful things because they have a very kind of cynical view of people of a certain social class. And you might feel like they never think you're good enough, that you never earned anything on your own, and that could really bring out the worst in you. So find somebody with a similar background. Okay, I'm not going to do the astro dice. I think I'm going to do the astro dice for the even numbers, and for the odd numbers, I'm going to use charms. Okay, so there's that. So I hope that helped. So pile 2, what kind of partner would bring out the best in you? A dervish, goddess. Okay, so what I'm getting from the goddess and the dervish is this is somebody who is very spiritual. I know the goddess means an actual person. This card is usually read as an actual person who is kind of idolized by people, or they could idolize you. So this person is similar to this, where this person makes pile 1 feel beautiful, feel attractive, and this person just idolizes you. And you're the only person. So this is basically a faithful person, which, I guess most faithful partners bring out the best in most people. But I guess for some people, a faithful partner is boring. If I don't know, some people just find faithful partners boring. For you, a faithful partner is exactly what you need. Bear and living room. Okay, so this person, a person who would bring out the best in you, would be somebody who is financially abundant. And I'm not accusing you of being a gold digger, but I feel like you're the type of person who is very easily stressed out when you can't have your primary needs met. So if you have to worry about the rent, if you have to worry about, and I'm not saying that you can't earn this on your own, but you also don't want to be taking care of this person. So I know you're a very nurturing person as a goddess, but perhaps in the past you have been taken advantage of by people who just want you for your money. So you want somebody who is comfortable, because then you don't have to take care of them financially. Does that make sense? So for example, I personally do this. I have, well, okay, let's not talk about my personal life, but let's talk about a hypothetical situation where a woman has been burnt before in the past, where they have been taken advantage of by a male gold digger. Let's say you're a female or feminine energy, and you have been taken advantage of by a male gold digger, and you have learned that that is not good for you. So what you do is you seek partners who don't need financial support. So that brings out the best in you. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's focus on the purple ones. I don't know why I'm feeling called to focus on the purple ones. Okay, so we've got Scorpio, which is shared finances again. We've got Neptune, somebody who's creative. The 8th house, again, more finances. And 9 is financial independence. And also spirituality, which ties in with the dervish. Okay, so this could be somebody who is financially, they have it together financially, so you don't need to support them. And they also have larger picture. They have a bigger picture view of life in general, and they're not very concerned with the nitty gritty kind of little things. They're not there, they're not in their life to they don't exist in this life to flex on social media, for example. They're more concerned with higher pursuits. So this could be somebody who is highly educated, or they're highly spiritual. Okay, so they're not into the flashy lifestyle. So there's that. Okay, so that is the type of person who will bring out the best in you. That's so weird, because the 2 first piles have focused on the economics of a relationship. But I guess that's very important for some people. So it came out in the reading. Okay, so what kind of person would bring out the best in you for pile 3. Oh, okay. So this is a well-rounded person. Again, similar to pile number 2, this is somebody who is in touch with their spirituality. And I have experienced this. So when you find people that don't believe in what you believe at all, as in I can handle a skeptic who's respectful, but you do not need somebody who will completely disrespect your beliefs, okay? So anybody who says astrology, let's say you believe in astrology and they think all astrologers are scammers, or they believe that anybody who believes in astrology is an idiot, which reminds me a lot of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where the more stupid or the more ignorant you are, the more you believe that you know more, that you believe that you're intelligent and knowledgeable. And I feel that way about people who are skeptical about astrology. Is while they're skeptical, they're not actually open to seeing what's in there. Because if you know astrology, once you dive into it, you realize that there's so much knowledge and information to take in that you'll never complete your astrology studies until the end of days, until the end of your life. And you do not need somebody like that. You need somebody who is either completely a believer or somebody who can at least respect and tolerate your beliefs, okay? You do not need somebody who will insult your beliefs, because that will bring out the absolute worst in you, okay? You need somebody who is you need somebody who is not going to kind of be rude to you in that way. So okay, what I'm getting with the snake and the birds is you don't need somebody who's cutting in their words. Okay, you don't need somebody who is cutting in their words, and they're good at relaying their disagreements with you. They're good at relaying times when they disagree with you, and they don't believe in what you believe, but they're gentle in their delivery, or they just completely okay. So I feel like for the mystics here, you have had previous relationships where people are super mean about your belief system, or they're super mean about your profession, or they're super mean about your background, and they judge you. They go on a complete witch hunt. And then they say cutting words and they become bad news. So you need somebody who, I think this is one of the first things that you need to check with this person, is that they will respect your belief system or whatever. Okay, so oh, and another thing, if you watch PAL 2 and you came this far, okay, PAL 2 doesn't function well when they are with somebody who they don't function well in general, not just when they're with somebody, but when they personally have to worry about the rent, their food, what they're going to eat the next day, putting food on the table, and what's the other primary need? Food. Oh, and whether they're sufficiently clothed. So I'm not saying sufficiently clothed doesn't mean you're in designer gobs. It just means that if you live in a cold climate, that you're warm. If you live in a hotter climate, you are wearing comfortable clothes. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they have to live the good life. It just has to mean that they're comfortable. And I feel like similar to PAL 2, feels like a more artistic archetype, and they're very creative, but when they have to worry about their basic needs, their creativity kind of it doesn't shine. It doesn't shine. And they need somebody who will not pester them and constantly ask them for financial support, whereas you function the same way. But I feel like your spirituality doesn't shine when you have people around you who shame you for what you believe in. Okay, so let's do some charms for this. Let's do some charms. Okay. This is funny. It's so funny that I should get this. look at this. So this is a ring that my parents got me while we were on a trip to the mall. I think we were trying to get groceries or something, and I got this ring, and I wore it for years and years and years. And I remember, I think I was in ninth grade or 10th grade, and a mean 11th grader or a 12th grader said something like, "Why do you keep wearing that ring?" And she said it like, "Are you poor? Can you not afford more than one ring or something like that?" Um, the implication being that she thought that I could only afford this one ring, and which may have been true because my parents didn't give me much pocket money in high school because they didn't want me to do irresponsible things with it. But that kind of those cutting words stuck with me. And the funny thing is, for my birthday this year in 2023, my I actually got two sapphire rings, real grown up sapphire rings, and they're both the same color. And I don't think my parents did this on purpose. I don't think my father did this on purpose, but he kept these sapphire rings that he got from a business trip for a very, very long time. And he finally thinks I'm old enough to have a real grown up ring. So I feel like something somebody told you in the past really stings. It really traumatized you. So somebody may have said something super mean to you in the past about your belief system or something. And I feel like you need to be with somebody who will solidify your beliefs, somebody who not only will not piss on your beliefs, but they also believe in the same thing. And look at this. These are just, I think this is, I don't know what this is, but I think they're semi-precious, but they're not precious gemstones, and they're the same color. So yeah, so this is somebody who will solidify your beliefs. Oh, this is so weird. Yeah. Okay. And so you've got a fan. So this is somebody who is pretty cool. They don't have a temper, if that makes sense. They don't have a bad temper about them. And this is, what is this? 10. So again, I'm also getting that this is somebody who has their life together. So this isn't somebody who is one of those, some people who are mystics, but then they act like, oh well, all I need to do is be mystical. I don't need material things. When you should really enjoy your time in this world. So this is somebody who is well-rounded, is what I'm getting with the number 10, is well-rounded. So they know spirituality, but they're also grounded. They're also grounded to the earth. So they understand that people need to eat well, that it's okay to enjoy material things in life, but they're also very in tune with their spiritual side. So there's that for pile number 3. That is the type of partner that will bring out the best in you. So let's move on to pile number 4. What type of person would bring out the best in pile 4? Ooh, somebody who is, ooh, okay. Okay. So you need somebody who can intellectually stimulate you. And this is somebody who is fair. They're always seeking justice. I'm not saying you should date a lawyer or anything like that, but this is somebody who is always seeking justice. This is somebody who is they're honest in their dealings. They're not afraid to be proven wrong. So it ties in with pile number 3. So pile number 3 needed somebody who would respect their belief systems, that would respect their values. And this is somebody who is open-minded. So even if they don't believe in the same values that you do, because this always gives me an engineer energy, and I come from a family of engineers, and I'm attracted to engineering type men, but then they always piss on my beliefs. So you could be the same way. You could come from a family of doctors, of scientists, or whatever, and you're attracted to what you're accustomed to, but at the same time those people reject you, which can be a very kind of complicated emotion. It's a complicated sensation to deal with something that you're familiar with, but then they reject you. Whereas in my family just puts up with me. My family just tolerate me. So I know this might sound a little creepy for some people, but you might it's most people subconsciously seek out partners who resemble their parent, but you may have to do this in a more conscious way. Be with somebody who isn't afraid of being proven wrong. Okay. So they may not disagree with you, but if you can make a logical point, if you can make a fair point, they can accept that. Okay. And they need to stimulate you intellectually. um they may like to travel long distance. You may enjoy traveling long distance, or this could be somebody who is from an entirely different culture. I know I just said you might want to seek out somebody who is similar to your parents. Um, Depending on your orientation, that could be your parent of the same sex or the opposite sex. That's your business. Just you know, take it where it fits. But there could be something. I'm not saying you're a self-loathing person, but perhaps, okay, and this is something that I've experienced myself. I grew up in a different culture as a child. Okay, so I'm Indonesian, but I didn't actually grow up in Indonesia. So my formative years was spent in a different country, in a Western country. And therefore, in my early childhood, I became accustomed to foreigners. And that's why I'm attracted to foreigners, because there's something about there's something about it that reminds me of my childhood. And also, if you're a third culture kid, you might have a very kind of um you might be very broad-minded, and you see things in a very, very big scale. And I don't know if you come from a culture where it's acceptable to marry your cousins. But I come from a culture where it's acceptable to marry your cousins to a certain degree, because if you marry um, um, if you marry your cousins by a certain I don't know, but there are genetics involved, and it can get dangerous if you marry a certain kind of cousin. And I'm not an expert. You should ask a doctor or something. But if you come from a culture where it's acceptable to marry your cousins, like in my culture, you may be really grossed out by that, because you could feel suffocated and you could feel claustrophobic being married to something so close range. So you want somebody who is familiar to you, who feels like family, but they actually open up doors. So you won't feel stuck in the same place. It will remind you, like I said, if you grew up in a different culture, or you grew up abroad, it will remind you of your childhood, so you don't feel stuck in the same place. I don't know. So that is that's a complicated one. But I guess if I guess the one thing that no matter how this resonates for you, the main thing is find um I think these two are very similar in that you need to find somebody who understands you, that would bring out the best in you. You just have an understanding, an intuitive understanding. I'm not saying that it's okay to expect people to just know what you're thinking. You actually do have to communicate, because I know a lot of people have relationship problems because they just assume that their partner should be able to read their minds, when that is not the case. You definitely do have to communicate, but somebody who just gets you, okay, is going to be very helpful for you. This could be something that is very familiar to you, that was familiar to you in your childhood. So that is the type of oh, and this time I'm called to watch for the black, blue, and white ones. Okay, so let's read those. Okay, so your north node, Cancer again. So I'm getting childhood and motherhood with that. You might meet them online, because this is Aquarian energy, the 11th house, Saturn. So again, this might be familiar to you because Saturn is a father, Cancer is a mother, and pioneer. And this is baby. This is baby energy. Aries energy is child energy. So again, somebody who feels like family to you, not in a gross way. And I'm really sorry if you're grossed out by the idea of marrying your cousins, but some people, like me, come from a culture where it's acceptable to marry your cousins. Not that I would marry any of my cousins. Um, yeah, because my cousin's an asshole. So I would never marry him. But um, yeah, somebody who feels like family to you, because this is child, father, mother. Um, Probably part of your north node. If okay, so personally my north node is Gemini Sagittarius, so this might resonate for you if you have a north node that has to do with travel, long distance travel especially, and you might meet them online because it's going to be a long distance relationship and you're actually good. I feel like you're one of those people who are good. I just took part in a support group yesterday, and one this support group once had um, they once had one session where they discussed long distance relationship, and not everybody is built for a long distance relationship, but you are. Okay, so you happen to be somebody who can work with long distance relationships. You'd be totally fine in one. So there's that. Sorry, I just burped. So I hope that helped. Thank you for watching. Bye.